I understand that the breakup was difficult for you because there is no such thing as an easy breakup, especially in a long-term relationship. A breakup is one of the most challenging experiences a person can experience, so it is your right to feel bad. You should cool your emotions after the breakup, calm down, and return to everyday life. It is possible that now you can't control your emotions, that they are even bubbling up inside you. The course is quite extensive, so for you to focus your thoughts on all the material, you need to cool your emotions to the point where you can listen attentively. Without further ado, I have a powerful remedy for you for this state of panic. I will now teach you an effective technique called burning of emotions. This technique is generally used in stressful situations, not just in a breakup with a partner. You can use it whenever you feel that too much of some negative emotion is in you. Please focus very hard and, if necessary, watch this part several times to understand how the technique works. So, what's the deal with burning of emotions? Humans can identify feelings because our body reacts differently to each feeling. For example, when we are stressed, our stomach hurts characteristically and our hands shake. When we feel fear, our heart pounds and our breathing changes. When we feel anger, our hands sweat and our head gets hot. I won't elaborate on all the feelings here because that's not the point. It is known that every person reacts a little differently to feelings because we have different bodies and handle other emotions differently. Also, let's stop for a moment here. If I tell you to evoke a feeling in your mind, let's say anger, all you have to do is focus, and artificially, through our mind, we can synchronize our body so that it behaves as if we were angry at something. Of course, it will only be slightly perceptible, not as intense as real anger, but it is enough. Do you know why, when you have a problem, you feel better when you talk to someone about it? Because you don't suppress those thoughts inside and give them vent. This is what happens with a simple, friendly conversation. If you don't give vent to these emotions and only stifle them inside you, the outside environment will see that something is bothering you. Sometimes the problem is so big that it is worth consulting a psychologist. What is the magic phrase often heard in therapy with a psychologist?
What do you feel?
Yes, exactly. Here is the whole secret. It is solely and exclusively about naming feelings. Studies have been conducted in this direction, and the results surprised everyone. People who, let's say, felt anger the moment they said out loud, "I am angry," they suddenly felt relieved. When we catch this feeling that is in us and name this feeling, the strength of this feeling decreases at the exact moment. Let's return to our body and its reaction to the corresponding feelings. Unfortunately, feelings bubble up so much during a breakup that just naming the emotions won't help. What is needed is a burning of emotions. People in this state of, let's call it panic, try to do everything to not feel these negative emotions, this depressive state. These feelings cause pain, so naturally, people do not want to feel any pain. Some don't want to sit alone. They get together with loved ones to avoid being left alone with their thoughts. Some talk a lot or cry, and others lock themselves in a room and watch Netflix without leaving their bed for days. Often people resort to alcohol, which can actually temporarily numb our feelings and even allow us to fall asleep, but this is a temporary solution. In the morning, you will again feel that you have an acidified body, and it is not the alcohol, but the stress that causes it. You probably know the saying that stress kills. It literally does because we squeeze our stomachs under stress, and if we are exposed to prolonged pressure, it can lead to severe diseases. Okay, let's finally get to the substance of the matter. I'm sorry, but this introduction was needed to understand the whole mechanism. Burning of emotions is a total reverse technique to escape unwanted feelings. Let me tell you a story where a father caught his son smoking cigarettes. When this happened, he went to the store, bought 3 packs of the strongest cigarettes, and told his son to smoke them all, one by one. Of course, the kid threw up very quickly, and each subsequent cigarette was a nightmare for him. When he finished 1 pack, he begged his father not to have to smoke another cigarette, and promised never to smoke again. And that's precisely what happened. The boy never lit one for the rest of his life, because he had such a loathing for smoking. Burning out feelings involves something very similar. If I told you to do 5 push-ups, everyone would do them immediately. But if I tell you to do 1,000 push-ups throughout the day, even if you did those 5 push-ups intermittently, you'd probably let go halfway through because you'd run out of strength. Both doing push-ups and feeling stressed can wear us out. We can't keep straining, say, our stomach indefinitely. Now imagine you have a bucket of swimming fish in front of you. The bucket is your head, and you have feelings moving there instead of fish. There is anger, grief, sadness, fear, anxiety, uncertainty, disappointment, jealousy, longing, etc. They all litter in there, and it's hard to catch any specifically. You need to focus on the one you feel the most. Let's say you took jealousy because maybe you are afraid that a former partner is just writing to someone. And now, this biggest fish, catch that feeling of jealousy, name it in words, say, I am jealous, and hold that unpleasant feeling as long as possible. It may be a strange feeling at first, but you should get the knack after a while. So, catch the feeling of jealousy and hold it as long as you can. Try to make it just that one feeling, precisely the combination of your body, that makes you feel jealousy in your body. This technique won't work if you let yourself get distracted because another feeling has suddenly rushed into your head. If you let yourself get distracted, then calm down and start again. Don't panic. It will work out for you one time for sure. It may be 5 seconds, 10 or 20, no difference. Keep it as long as you can. As you keep your body evenly synchronized to this given feeling in this way, you should notice that the feeling slowly starts to dissolve somehow and has minimally less power. Once you've run out of strength, rest for about 30 seconds and a little relaxation after the effort, just like at the gym. When you feel you are ready, repeat the exercise. After the first time, you should feel only a minimal difference. After the second time, the difference should already be more noticeable, and with each successive time, you will feel more progress as the feeling loses its strength. This feeling of jealousy, this biggest fish of yours, will become much smaller, small enough to bother you no longer. When that happens, put that smaller fish back in your bucket of feelings, look into it again, and choose the next one that you feel is the strongest. Each time you reach into that bucket for a new fish, it will be easier to pick out and name the next feeling, as there will be one less moving feeling each time. In this case, there will no longer be jealousy, which was very active initially because it has been fed and put to sleep. This can be described in a nutshell as we force our body to exert itself, and at a certain point, our body no longer feels like doing more push-ups, or in our case, feeling that unpleasant feeling of envy again because we don't want to. There is a wise phrase, open yourself to suffering, and you will suffer less. Also, instead of running away from these feelings, we go out to face them until we get tired of these feelings. We trick our minds into not tossing these negative feelings at us anymore. We repeat this exercise until you find no feelings raging so much that you can't focus on everyday things, in this case, the rest of the course. You can repeat this exercise as often as you feel you are not in control of your emotions. Usually, once a day, such a few minutes of remedial therapy is entirely sufficient, and in many cases, you only need to do it once, and that's it. If you are watching this course and do not have such a negative emotional state, that's excellent, but it's good to know this technique because you do not know when to use it. You can use this method whenever you get more stressed, whether at work or in private. This method works. Also, if you want to test this method for yourself, take a break here, and when you are ready, I will invite you to the next part of the course. I invite you to the next section. If you liked the material, leave a like and send it to a friend or someone close to you who may benefit from this knowledge. If you want to support our work and help us create more valuable videos, there is a link in the description.